story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on.
Now, oh my God, where did she go? Where could she be? The parents of a runaway, screaming out in misery. But she left a note before she broke, and she wrote, Mom and Dad, I'm okay. I moved to LA to stay. Damn, ain't that something for a country bumpkin to do such a dumb thing? Stepping off the bus still, well behind the ears. Now she fears every brother that appears. Seems weird. What does she know? She's never seen no El Camino or a casino, so there won't be no resistance to the scams and the plans of a man who jumped her, pumped her, stabbed her, and threw her in a dumpster. Now mommy and daddy back home just watch as their little girl comes home in a box, killed by the schemes of a dope fiend, and it seems like a bad dream. And mommy just screams, oh no, not my baby, my one and only daddy, you're crazy. It can't be. Why, oh why did my girl have to die? Daddy looks to the sky as he tries not to cry. This kind of stuff only happens in the movies or on TV, or to the other guy but never to me. And if you live in the suburbs, the shit will hit home. And the story goes on.
The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on.
Hey yo, ashes to ashes and dirt to dirt. My homie got killed when the shit still hurts. Man, I straight tripped when they told me how you supposed to feel when you straight lose your home. And first you don't believe it, and then you feel depressed and you start worrying about yourself, cause you was into the same mess. Sitting at the funeral, wearing a pair of lonks to hide the red eyes and the tears when they start to flow. Listening to the minister who's praying for the family, and everybody's crying cause they all in agony. Straight mourning the loss of another young brother who had to pay the cost. I feel so sorry for his mama, cause that shit should've never happened. I love that brother to death, and that's the reason why I'm rapping. I wasn't there when he got shot, when that bullet took his life, but I remember how his mama cried when she found out he died. It's just a sad story of the H-double-O-D, and the Mac is getting sick of all this shit that I see, cause every other day is something else. I know these brothers know that banging's getting bad for the health. I guess they don't, cause so many wanna be so low. Next day they at the morgue with a tag on their toe. My homie used to bang because he said nobody loved him. Now his name is on a motherfucking Stones a tweet above.
The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on.
Now only 7 days out of rehab, and what do we have here? A joint and a 40 of beer, and a pocket full of dime sacks, nickel bags, and zigzags as he sags with his red rag and red hat, black gat, so he's strapped. He throws up the set before he jets, then he steps up to the corner to hang with the rest of the gang and clock a grip by slanging them things. And he claims his mama never loved him, but she's a single parent, so you know that she's struggling. He's gonna wind up shot, killed, or his ass kicked, and be doing that gangster lean from a casket.
You check it, Johnny had a baby by Michelle. The baby came out looking like the next door neighbor named Mel. Now Mel met Michelle back when Johnny went to jail. Knocked the boot from here to hell, told Michelle he wouldn't tell. But later on he was bragging, telling everybody in the hood that Johnny's girl was a Maggie. Soon after that the news hit the street, and Johnny's homies picked it up and took it to the penitentiary. And Johnny got drowned by his cellmates because a little baby boy he thought was his really ain't. Now he's locked down with a 5-year spell, and little Johnny Jr. got a daddy named Mel.
The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on. The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on.
It's going on and on and on and on.
The story goes on and the story goes on and the story goes on and on.
It's going on and on and on and on. Going on.
goes on
Love
and on.